This week on Hermitcraft.
I do want to apologize for not having Hermitcraft videos for maybe almost 2 weeks now.
I have been away from the server for around about 2.5 weeks.
With the start of Foolcraft, I wanted to get going on that, so it kind of took a little bit of time away.
It's time to kind of return to being a responsible Minecraft YouTuber and actually making vanilla videos like I'm supposed to.
We're gonna break in here.
Yo, who is that? It's not happening.
No?
Get over it. Not happening.
Okay.
Leave.
I'll leave you alone.
Finally. Jeez.
Welcome to the Hermitcraft Recap, your fan-made unofficial show with news, rumours, and speculations. Though we usually cover the overall Hermitcraft series Friday to Friday, this time we had to make an exception and expand the limits to Saturday too. Because, you see, if we didn't add Xisuma and Scar's episodes to the pile, we would only have 8 videos from 4 creators to talk about. So let's address the elephant in Welsknight's castle, shall we?
I mean, I don't think I'm spilling any state secrets. Season 6 is probably right around the corner. We haven't set an exact date as to like when it's going to start, but the writing is on the wall.
Which is why we're reminding you that the recap is unofficial, because we know about as much or as little about a potential map reset as anybody else in the community does. Right out of the gate, this is not us calling out anyone in the actual Hermitcraft group, or the Mojang team that matter, for anything. But we're a news show, and lately the news has been that many hermits are not making videos on what you might suppose is their flagship series. And this isn't made much better by Docm's recent tweets from the Creators Summit at the Mojang offices, confirming that the update Aquatic for Java Minecraft was supposed to come out half a week ago, and was only delayed to fix some game-crashing bugs. So it has to come out sometime soon, no doubt sparking back interest for the game. Plus, Hardcore Hermits is there and is pretty entertaining. Also, Doc has this butt on his leg. What the... But the burnout and feature fatigue makes it only more impressive that this week Welsknight, Cubfan, Joe Hills, Xisuma, Scar, and Mumbo have found something new and exciting to do and record on the server. So with all that out of the way, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with Welsknight and his The End Is Nigh sign.
Although I will say, every time somebody asks when Season 6 is going to start, we do actually have an official Hermitcraft policy that says that delays the release of Season 6 by 1 week.
Returning to the server after a break, Wells jumps right back into the grind of owning and maintaining a castle. In his video all about burnout, he clearly outlines the next development steps for the place, which are place a lot of cobblestone, profit. To accompany the literal paving of the way inside his keep, Wells provides insightful TED Talks on general topics he found it fun to discuss over construction roadwork. Aspiring YouTubers might find the one on performance anxiety particularly useful. The same goes for anyone who's recently signed up for their local choir. But most importantly, he respect.
Respect or other types of respect. Respect if you don't respect.
Xuma's method of keeping his Hermitcraft series healthy seems to be running in circles. We once again see him fighting the fight with Mycelium using the same tactical water sploosh no less. However, this time it's at the gaming district, right around the corner of the Boat Bros minigame. Once again, coming back to the old idea and putting a fresh spin on it, Xisuma builds a brand new torture device including boats, this time even available for Rendog and other people with no playmates. It's a race against time boat obstacle course that even managed to make falling into a puzzle.
And this can actually be a little bit trickier than you think, especially if you approach it with speed and at an angle. You quite often end up having to turn around, and it can be a little bit more difficult than it looks.
Not to mention one particular spot where, due to some sneaky lava placement, you get set on fire, but the boat doesn't. We also witnessed the birth of officially the most boring minigame on the block, since it actually has boring involved.
So there we go, that's it. We've got a simple little machine to help us with that process. And I think what I'll do to tidy this up is maybe get rid of the zombies.
With the gaming district still filling up with attractions, Mumbo Jumbo will have something to drop in on once he's over the jet lag, as he's been spending a lot of time there, when he's not holidaying in the Philippines. He seems to take a strange joy in laughing at the other people's times in the Hermitfly's record book, considering he built the course himself.
Wow. I mean, I don't know what to say on that one other than that, yeah. I mean, you can have another go, False, if you want to. You can have multiple goes. You can have as many goes as you like if you do want to improve that time.
But he concedes that maybe the route wasn't particularly clear, so he adds numbers to the course, which you've probably already seen in other people's videos, thanks to the magic of pre-recording.
As I say, some time travel is involved here. I'm going to chuck those in there just for the time being.
The signage complete, he returns to the seaside town to work on the interior of the redstone processing plant, which gets a catwalk and a bunch of factory bits before Mumbo decides he's run out of stone. A shocking claim for someone who literally just built an 80,000 block per hour cobble generator and dressed it up as a theme park. I mean, the thing isn't exactly hidden, Mumbo, but that doesn't keep him away from the gaming district, and he returns to play a relaxing round of Duck Hunt and a slightly more tense game of Gas Tennis.
You need to sort this out! You need to sort this out, man! That is not on!
Eventually, all that pre-recorded footage runs out and he has to come home from his holiday, at which point he discovers that 2 weeks away from a computer means he can't hit the broadside of a slime.
I'm so out of practice with Minecraft. I was never particularly good at killing things in Minecraft, but my aim is so far off where I haven't touched a computer for a couple of weeks.
If you're interested in hearing how he snorkeled his way through a cloud of stinging jellyfish, look no further than his latest strip mining episode. If you want a bit more redstone in your life, Joe Hills has you covered. He also has his redstone covered, now it's in a storage building. While it starts off looking like an eccentric red velvet cupcake, by the end it's actually sort of tied into the village's rustic aesthetic. Naturally, the next things to get protection from the rain are bookshelves and the enchanting setup, although it's still got a glass roof so you can look down on it from above, I guess. That is, if you can ender pearl your way up there in the first place.
Whoa, dang it. Every time. Some of you guys are probably like, Joe, why don't you ender pearl better? Just do what you're doing, but not terrible. The answer is, I don't know, man. It's hard.
With his base and the bases around him developing, Joe finally completes his 6x6 map wall and mirrors it on the opposite side, even going so far as to mirror the crop garden, so the wheat can look at itself anytime it wants. But back to the topic of the end feeling surprisingly nigh, Cubfan's base the last time we saw it was about to get hit by a giant snow globe without any snow in it. As if the glass shards weren't bad enough, this week Cub fills the thing with an assortment of coloured concrete just to emphasise the threat level. At one point, it even looks like a giant Pokeball about to hit the Earth from the sky, and really, with the Pokemon Let's Go announcement, this is pretty much how the whole world feels right about now. No, the purple is supposed to be molten mycelium, burning with a bright trail on atmospheric entry.
A lot of you guys were asking why I didn't go over here to get some more lapis in order to make some purple concrete powder, and that's a great question, because I definitely should have done that.
Even within the inner lore suggested by Cub, when this thing physics itself into the ground, that will be the end of the world as we know it. Even if the explosion doesn't wipe out Hermitkind, the space mycelium spores are expected to rapidly absorb the island into themselves. I feel fine.
And I think that will happen naturally as we keep on adding blocks and adding different layers, like different runs of layers, as we keep building this up.
Finally, there's Good Times with Scar, which we haven't had in a bit, so here he is, returning to the Hermitcraft server to fulfill the landscaping order Impulse SV left him last time.
Need 4 custom trees in Atlantis inside the 4 Domes Center. Please contact me for further information. But he has come to the right place because here at Scar's landscaping shop, we have only the finest bark and leaves.
Soon, the barren disc of Impulse's base is made less barren with what was thought to be impossible, actually beautiful birch trees. Custom ones, of course, but nevertheless.
Got the shears all lined up and are ready to go. So yeah, each one of these trees, like I said, I want to be somewhat unique, but still kind of retain the same kind of design because it would be the same species of tree, of course.
No over-the-top tree time-lapse music this time. Here, let us fix that. And that's just about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is Pixel Riffs. Don't forget to check out the finale of the Hardcore Hermit Season 2 recap, linked in the end cards. But leave a like while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.